Hi all, welcome to CSEC Biology with Mr. Charles. Today we are continuing to look at the May-June 2002 past paper, and this is part B of the video series for 2002 May-June, and we are looking at the next 20 questions, which would be questions 21 to 40. Okay, remember we promised we're going to do 20 questions per video. Just to keep it short and not too long. Okay, number 21. Which of the following is not carried out by the liver? The answer is A. Storage of calcium. Calcium is stored in your bones, not the liver. Items 22 to 23 refer to the following diagram of a thoracic vertebra. So this is the diagram there. The structures which serve largely for muscle attachment are 1, which is the neural spine, and 2, which is the transverse process. Okay, so that's 1 and 2, so that's A. Nervous tissue is found at here. This is where the nervous tissue is found. That's where the spinal cord would be. And this is the neural canal. Okay, this is the neural canal. So that's 3. And just by way of information, part 4, this is the centrum. Okay, this is the centrum. So you have the neural spine, transverse process, neural canal, and centrum. Okay. Number 24. Which of the following triggers the formation of blood clots? This would be thrombocytes, okay, which is the scientific name for blood platelets. Okay, erythrocytes would be red blood cells, lymphocytes and phagocytes are white blood cells. Okay, the lymphocytes are the ones that produce the antibodies, okay, that bind to the antigen and form this cluster so that the phagocytes can come and engulf and or eat the clump, okay. But the thrombocytes, okay, or the blood platelets are the ones that are responsible for triggering the formation of blood clots, okay. Good. Number 25. The following diagram shows the parts of a flower in which labeled part are gametes produced. Okay, that would be B. Okay, that part is the anther. Okay, that's where the pollen grains which contains the male gametes are produced. Okay, number 26, you have a graph here. You have dry weight in milligrams on the y-axis, time in days on the x-axis, and it shows the changes in dry weight in pea seedlings during germination. In the above graph, which of the following is likely to have contributed most to the decrease in dry weight between stages 1 and 2? So notice you have a decrease in dry weight here, okay, between stages 1 and 2, and we want to know the reason for that. So that is because of respiration, okay, because during respiration the seed or the food stores in the cotyledon of the pea seeds are being used to generate energy in the form of ATP so the seedling can grow. Okay, so because of that, the dry weight of the seedling would decrease because the nutrients in the cotyledons would have originally contributed to the dry weight of the seed. Okay, so it's because of respiration that you have that decrease. Okay, good. Number 27. Insulin, which is a protein, is never taken in orally, okay, or through the mouth because it is broken down by pepsin in the stomach. Okay, remember pepsin is the enzyme that digests proteins. And if you're taking the insulin orally, then before it can be used by the body to regulate blood sugar, it would be digested into amino acids by pepsin. Okay, so for that reason, it is given intravenously, or it is injected into the veins. Good. So the answer here is A. Good. Number 28. The following statements were made to show that leaves are well suited for photosynthesis. So 1, they are broad and flat. and offer a large surface area for absorption of sunlight and carbon dioxide. Okay. There are many pores on the lower surface of the leaf to permit rapid exchange of gases. There is a branching network of veins to provide a ready supply of water. And 4, there are often more chloroplasts in the upper cells of the leaf than the lower cells which receive less sunlight. So all these are true. So 28 asks which of the following are true. So all of them are true. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number 29. Plants need magnesium for the formation of, well, it should be chlorophyll, but the best answer here is chloroplasts. Okay, good. Number 30. If the pancreas were damaged, which of the following activities would be affected? Okay, it cannot be the production of bile because bile is not produced by the pancreas, it is produced by the liver. Okay, remember, bile is produced in the liver, it's stored in the gallbladder, and it's released into the duodenum. B, absorption of proteins. Okay, that has nothing to do with the pancreas. Digestion of proteins, secretion of gastric juice. Gastric juice is secreted by the stomach. Anything to do with gastric has to do with the stomach. Okay, so the answer here is C, digestion of proteins. And the specific enzyme that the pancreas secretes to digest proteins is trypsin. Okay, and that enzyme is released into the duodenum as part of pancreatic juice. Okay, remember, pancreatic juice contains pancreatic amylase, pancreatic lipase, you have trypsin. Okay, all these make up pancreatic juice, and the trypsin is responsible for that protein digestion there. Number 31. When a seedling loses water to the atmosphere faster than it can be obtained from the soil, the tugger pressure, okay, the tugger pressure would decrease and the seedling will wilt, okay, or it would shrink. Number 32. Which of the following processes that occur in mammals ensures that digested food is made available to body tissues? That would be diffusion, okay? So the end products of digestion would have to diffuse into the body tissues. Number 33, the following table shows the results recorded after 20 minutes of tests done with cobalt chloride paper on 2 leaves from different plants. Cobalt chloride paper is used to test moisture, okay, or moisture level. So it's used to test the moisture level around the leaves there. So look the table here. You have the table with the results for leaf X and leaf Y. Okay, the percentage color change for leaf on surface 1. Okay, the percentage color change on surface 1, okay, are the same for both leaves, but for surface 2, you have a greater percentage color change for leaf Y than for leaf X. Okay, so that can only lead to the conclusion that leaf Y has a faster rate of transpiration than leaf X. Okay, because you have more moisture around leaf Y. That's why the leaf, or that's why you have the greater color change there. Okay, so transpiration is occurring faster in leaf Y as opposed to leaf X. Okay. Next question, 34. Which of the following best account for the fact that one usually gets tired during heavy exercise? So the answer here is D. So that's 2 and 4. Oxygen cannot reach the muscle mitochondria fast enough. Okay, and the level of lactic acid in the blood increases, okay, which actually causes the fatigue. Okay, and that's why after vigorous exercise, you tend to breathe heavily because you're trying to repay that oxygen debt, okay, so that you can convert this lactic acid into carbon dioxide and water. Good. Number 35. In the diagrams above, the stem at Q is turned upward because, Okay, so the stem at Q is turned upwards because A, auxin accumulated on the lower side of the shoot. That is correct. Okay, because the side you have more auxin on would grow the fastest. Okay, so because you have more growth on that side, the shoot would bend upwards. Okay, so that's the answer there. Good. Number 36. Item 36 refer to the following diagrams of plant cells after they were left in sugar solutions of varying concentrations for 20 minutes. Which of the following arrangements of cells indicate the concentrations of the solutions in ascending order from weakest to most concentrated? I want you to pay attention to the wording of the question here. Ask for the concentration of the solutions, okay, not the cell cytoplasm. So the cell that lose the least water would be in the most concentrated solution, the least concentrated solution. Okay, right, the one that lose the most water is this one here, the first one, because it lose more water because the solution around it was most concentrated. Number 3, hardly lost any water because the solution around it was least concentrated. Okay, or we could conclude that they were of approximately the same concentration. So this one is very weak. The solution around cell 3 is very weak. The solution around cell 1 is very strong. Okay, so this is least concentrated, most concentrated. So the answer here would have to be C. Okay, C. Okay, so 3 is the least concentrated, then 4, okay, then 2, and then 1 is the least concentrated. Number 37. The presence of a long corolla tube is an indication that the flower is pollinated by, well, the corolla is another name for the petals. Okay, the petals are the brightly colored part of the flower. Okay, but here the question is not talking about brightly colored, so it cannot be an insect, okay, or so. So the answer would have to be D. Okay, because the corolla is in the form of a tube like this. Okay, it's in the form of a tube. Okay, the organism that must pollinate that flower must have a long mouth part to penetrate into that flower. Okay, so that would have to be D. Okay, to reach into the flower. Good. 38. Which of the following are necessary for germination to take place? You do not need light for germination. Okay, so the answer is C. 1, 2, and 4. Good. Items 39 to 40 refer to the following diagram of a reflex arc. Okay, a reflex arc. Match each item below to one of the options above. Okay, each of which may be used once, more than once, or not at all. Which of the parts labeled A to D responds to a nervous impulse? That would be D. Okay, that would be the effector. Okay, that would be the effector, and it's usually a muscle or a gland. Okay, effector, muscle or gland. So if it's a muscle, right, it would either contract or relax. If it's a gland, then it would either secrete, okay, chemicals into the blood like hormones, or not secrete chemicals into the blood. Okay, so that would be the answer for 39 is D. Okay, that's the one that responds. Number 40. Which one of them is activated by a stimulus? That would have to be the receptor, and that's A. Okay, the receptor is activated by the stimulus, and then when it gets activated, it sends an impulse around the sensory neuron, which is B. Okay, then this here is your relay neuron, which carries the impulse from the sensory to the motor neuron, which is C, and D is the effector. So the answer for number 40 is A. Okay, A. And that was our last question for this video. Once again, thank you very much. It has been a pleasure. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon to get more videos like this.